not yet. That was my mentality of being induced. But then I was like, it would have been so traumatizing for me to one day just go to the bathroom and her just slip out of me or something, you know? Which is what would have happened if I would have just let my body go through it naturally. So we talked about it. You know, I talked to Jonathan. I was like, what do you want to do? And we still had some time until our appointment with the actual OBGYN. We had a couple days, I believe. I mean, it's honestly a blur. Probably because of all the emotions that we were going through. Most of it is a blur, obviously. Not those days, because those do leave an impact on you. But we talked about it. Honestly, he was really understanding, and he was like, whatever you want to do. He's like, I stand behind whatever you choose. And I was like, well, give me some input. I was like, this is your choice too. But he's like, I don't know. He didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. So we just weighed out our options. And we opted for being induced because my mentality was, you know, I mean, I could be selfish and I could try keeping her with me as much as I could, but she wasn't with me because I wanted to be as peaceful as possible, because these were my memories with her. You know, so I just wanted it to be as peaceful as possible. I mean, that was pretty much it. I just wanted it to be peaceful and to be able to hold her and, you know, lay her to rest. So, and I mean, at this point, we still didn't know why it happened. So we were just trying to get answers for that as well. So we set up a date to be induced, which ended up being the same day as my appointment with the OBGYN later on that night at 7 p.m. at night is when I was supposed to be signing in to be induced. Go close the fridge. Go close the fridge because you left it open. Go to le. Hurry up. Now, Isaac. So, on our way home from the OBGYN, we stopped at Joann's. We made, and at this point, we still didn't even know if it was a boy or a girl. So, we got some fabric to make her some blankets. We got both pink and white just in case. We made some blankets. I have one that's actually framed, the one that she actually laid on. So it still has her blood on it. And it's framed. But yeah, we made her a little pillowcase, and we made her a little kind of like a sleeping bag. And we asked the doctor about how big she was so that we could see if we could get her like an outfit. Because she was only 20 weeks. So, on our way home, we stopped at Joann's, and then from then until the appointment, we were just making her blankets, and then I went home, got my hospital bag, and then we headed off to the doctor. Now, the way that they did the induction was with pills, and they stuck them up in me, and I got the epidural as well. Now, I wasn't in pain when I got the epidural, but like I said, being that I just wanted it to be as peaceful as possible, I didn't want to remember just being in pain and just in agony. So I got the epidural. It was nice. It was peaceful. it was us, my family there. And then, it was a few hours before it started kicking in. And, like I said, I gave birth to her. We had a few hours with her. I held her. Jonathan held her. My mom, my stepdad held her. My sisters and my brothers were home. It was a real intimate time with her. Why am I crying? It was a real intimate time with her, and every time I would hold her, she would just, you guys, it sounds crazy, just like when she waved at me, it sounds crazy, but she would just, like, her body would just turn, and it would just turn to me, and if whoever was, standing next to me holding her, she, like, her body would just turn to me. But that's, when she was born, that's when we found out she was a little girl. She was so chunky, you guys. She was so chunky. And then we knew it was time for us to let her go because she started bleeding from her lips. So we let the nurse know that it was time, and then I couldn't look. I looked away when they were taking her because when they took her, they put her into a bucket. And then they took her. And then it was time for, us to leave without our baby. And it was so hard. So we got home, and my mom took both the kids. What happened? This is ouch?
Oh, no, ouch.
Ouchie.
Nah.
So my mom took everyone, and it was just Jonathan and I at the house, and my mom, she's like, scream, let it all out. And I couldn't. All I could do was sleep. And then I woke up thinking it was all a nightmare. Okay, but be quiet because Papa's in night-night. Okay, so you have to be quiet. I woke up thinking it was all a nightmare. And I went to the restroom and noticed it wasn't. She wasn't with me anymore. So for the following week, basically, it was all funeral arrangements. It was all, picking the right cemetery for her. And we found...
Mom, no.
Okay, ahorita voy. We had found one, which is the one that her body was sent to, and we were there, and my first thought was I wanted to have her cremated so I can have her with me at all times, which was, I think about it now, and I thought about it then, which is why it changed my mind. That was just myself being selfish, because I just wanted to have her with me. I didn't want to let go. And, so they had her there, and that's where her viewing was, and we started talking about it, and, I don't know what it was, but it was probably God, So we asked how much of her ashes would we actually get, because she was so tiny. And, her bones, they were barely forming. So we asked, and she let us know that it was pretty much nothing that we would get back from her. So then that's when I said no, and I couldn't go through with it. So we then ordered her little casket. And then so we ordered her casket, and then we viewed her. She was just she was just laying there. And I held her, I grabbed her little arms, and I gave her a kiss, and she was so cold. And then I don't know if I said it, they had asked us before in the hospital if we wanted an autopsy, and I didn't want them cutting her open. I mean, if it was between them cutting her open or me knowing what exactly happened, I chose to be in the dark. I didn't want her to be cut open. I I didn't want her to be cut open. And so, they did a visual autopsy, and they just, they didn't cut her open or anything, just by looking at her and analyzing her. They didn't have any answers. So, like I said, we went home after the viewing, after ordering the casket, and then we found the cemetery that she's at now, which is a Catholic cemetery. Which is at that cemetery, the actual everything is by donation, so it wasn't like a big old expensive thing to have her buried there. So we went there, and I felt more at ease. It being a Catholic cemetery, I just felt like she's going to be with God. She's gonna be okay. She's gonna be okay. So we did that. After we got the casket in, we were able to bring her home in her casket, and she actually laid in the room that we're sleeping in now, that we stay in now. She laid in there with us for a night. And then the next day it was time for us to lay her to rest finally, because she just needed to be at ease, at peace, and I couldn't. I mean, with the days upcoming to that day, I thought that I was going to lose it, seeing my daughter being placed into the ground. Those little caskets should not. So yeah, we laid her to rest, buried her. We had, we all coordinated our outfits in white, and it was nice. And we let go of balloons for her, and it was just, it was hard. It was definitely hard seeing her being placed into the ground, but we did it. And then I can't remember. I think it was a couple weeks after, because we also had the umbilical cord. We had an autopsy done on the umbilical cord, and that's where they found that she had Trisomy 13. Now, when I heard about it, I had no idea what that was. I had no idea it even existed, which is the whole purpose of this video. Trisomy 13 is an extra chromosome that is a gift that keeps on giving. With Trisomy 13, I mean, the list of disabilities and of surgeries and of everything that the baby would have to go through if they have Trisomy 13 is so long. And that's even if the baby makes it to full term. And if the baby makes it to full term as soon as they're born, it's a possibility that they pass. And if they make it past that, Then there's heart surgeries, there's brain surgeries, there's cleft lips, cleft palates. There is possibilities of them having extra limbs, an extra toe, an extra. There's just so much that comes with it that I think about it now. And after, because I got a phone call at work from the doctor who then relied to me that that's what happened. And, throughout my pregnancy, every day, every night, I would pray to God and I'd ask Him to please watch over her, to keep her safe, to let her be healthy. And I think about it now, and I thought about it then when I found out what exactly had happened, that that's exactly what God did. Because if she would have been born, I would not have. I don't know how I would have been able to see my daughter as soon as she was born go through surgery after surgery after surgery, and there was just so many mental disabilities that she would have had. And then the doctor, I had a checkup with the OBGYN, and she was like, she told me, she's like, number one, don't blame yourself. There's nothing that you could do for this to happen or to prevent it from happening. Um, and it's actually, the younger you are, obviously, the less possibilities for babies to be born with disabilities or anything like that. As they say, as you get older, the more difficult it gets. But yet, I was 18 and it got as difficult as it could possibly get. And so, with Isaac, I had to, it was hard. I was on my toes. I was monitored all the time. And then with Isaiah, I mean, every week I was in the hospital. I was at the clinic being checked, being on monitors for an hour. It's so hard, but at the same time, how much harder could it have been if she was born and she had to go through all of that? God did exactly what I asked of Him. He kept her as safe as she could be. And I mean, she didn't. My biggest concern too was if she felt any pain, and she didn't. All she did was close her eyes and she just fell asleep and went back home.